The much-awaited Supreme Court verdict on the controversial Ayodhya case was delivered just now.
The Apex Court has handed over the entire 2.77 acre of disputed land to deity Ram Lalla while ruling that the possession of the land will be with the central government. The top court has also ruled in a unanimous judgment that a suitable land of 5 acres be handed over to the Sunni Waqf board at a prominent place for the construction of the mosque.
Now, what is the history of the case? How did this case land in the top court, and who all are the main players in this decades-long dispute? The core of the dispute is over the ownership of a 2.77 acre land in Ayodhya. On one side, it is claimed by the Hindus, who claim that to be the birthplace of Lord Ram, termed as Ram Janmabhoomi. On the other hand, the Babri Masjid that was built around 1528-29 on that piece of land was demolished allegedly by cadre of several right-wing organizations in 1992. But about 43 years earlier, the dispute has risen to its peak. In 1949, Akhil Bharatiya Ramayana Mahasabha organized a 9-day event to recite Ramcharitmanas, an epic poem outside Babri Masjid. The event ended with some persons allegedly placing idols of Ram and Sita inside the mosque on night of December 22nd. After a resident moved court seeking the removal of the idol, the premises of the masjid was locked. In 1950, Hindu Mahasabha leader G.S. Visharad moved a court in Faizabad seeking access to the disputed place and permission to worship the deity. In 1959, Nirmohi Akara, a Hindu sect, first sought the possession of the site. Later, Sunni Waqf Board too joined the proceedings. Ram Lalla, which refers to the idols placed there, along with another juristic person named Ram Janmastan, is the third party in the case. Some Hindu outfits led by VHP, RSS, BJP combined launched a movement for building a temple at the site. On the other hand, Muslims formed the Babri Mosque Action Committee with a claim over the land. In 1989, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, a right-wing organization, laid the foundations for a Ram temple at the disputed site. Following this, the Bharatiya Janata Party, under the leadership of Lal Krishna Advani, kick-started the Ram Rath Yatra, a chariot rally supporting the construction of the temple. Starting from Somnath in Gujarat on September 25, 1990, the chariot reached Ayodhya on October 30, even after Advani was arrested by the then Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav in the state. 2 years later, on December 6, 1992, Kar Sevaks of the VHP and cadre of the BJP and the Shiv Sena demolished the Babri Masjid, sparking tensions between the Hindus and the Muslims. Around 13 years after ordering maintenance of status quo at the site, the Allahabad High Court started hearing the land dispute case in April 2002. The hearings were held to determine who owned the religious site. The parties were Ram Lalla and Ram Janmastan on one side, Nirmohi Akhara on another side, and Sunni Waqf Board on the Muslim side. After 8 years, a 3-judge bench in 2:1 majority pronounced the verdict, dividing the site equally among the 3 parties, with the place of the demolished mosque going to Ram Lalla. Appealing against the verdict, the Sunni Waqf Board in May 2011 moved the Supreme Court, which in turn stayed the order of the Allahabad High Court. Unsatisfied with the High Court ruling, Hindu parties too moved the Apex Court. On December 5, 2017, the Supreme Court began the hearing in the land dispute case. 3 months later, the court rejected all petitions seeking intervention as new parties in the case. After initially refusing to form a 5-judge constitution bench to hear the case, the Supreme Court in January 2019 formed one led by Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi that included Justices N.V. Ramana, S.A. Bobde, U.U. Lalit and D.Y. Chandrachud. While Justice Ramana withdrew from the panel citing personal reasons, Justice Lalit recused himself from the case. The judges were replaced by Justices Ashok Bhushan and S.A. Nazir. On August 6, 2019, the Apex Court began day-to-day hearing in the case and set itself a deadline of October 18 to complete hearings. 2 days ahead of the deadline, the court wound up the hearing on October 16. With the judgment delivered, it remains to be seen how the verdict is seen by one and all, not only within the country but outside as well. For more such videos, subscribe to the Federal's YouTube channel. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and LinkedIn.